Watching, of course, Ikan's amazing Ryu out here to put on a show. I already know the crowd is beginning to sit down to watch that, but Rob here is not going to make it as easy as you think it's going to be. Snake, a fantastic character to really maneuver around fighters like these who want to be in your face, rack up the damage. So far, 0%. He's like, I'm not even going to try, but there you go. The commentator's curse already starting fresh.
Yeah, especially when you're going up against a character like Snake, right? It's like, Ikan has to run in there because otherwise Rob is going to sit there, grab those grenades and say, Ryu, what can you deal with this? I know you were raised in the streets, but do you know how to deal with explosives?
You know, there's a whole lot of fight going on when you take out, you know, the fists, the kicks and all that, but then you see the weapon, you're like, ooh, I don't know if this is a fight I can really take it in. That's starting out pretty strong for Rob, setting up once again these grenades, forcing the jump in to the nair, and now the back air as well. Rob, man, just doing a fantastic job against Ikan, not giving him any room to breathe or play the game.
No, Rob is cooking, and I mean that quite literally, cooking some of these grenades, leaving them on the floor, getting that timer proper so that when he throws them, they explode on contact, and Ikan seems to have no real answer to the way that Rob is playing right now. Granted, we'll see how long this persists or if Ikan will be able to make the proper adaptations.
Wow, I actually ended up living that on small battlefield. I was for sure kind of thinking that, hey, this is the stock lot, but hey, Snake, one of these big boys that we got to see so much. Wow, I love that, you know, going so low. Unfortunately, I mean, there's only as low as you can go with Ryu. Not going to be able to contest it. Now, not a Rob main, by the way, as is Twitter. Go ahead and follow that. But the Snake main, an amazing job at just walling out these defenses. Ikan having a really hard time. And I love that, though. Instead of going to where he thought he'd be safe, he said, you know what, no matter what, I'll take the grenade and I'll be all right.
And honestly, at this point, you're coming down to, oh, this Nikita's going to be a problem. And there it is, finds the mark. Ryu and Ken, both of them have a really tough time dealing with that Nikita in those edge guard scenarios because you have to burn that Tatsumaki Senpukyaku to get back to the stage, and it's very telegraphed, easy picking for Snake.
Flambeau, I love the way you said that. Can you say that again?
Tatsumaki Senpukyaku!
My man, that was beautiful. It was like poetry. Finally, the short Ikan does take it on the first stock. Robbie looking damn fresh, though, with 2 stocks. I mean, this is quite the mountain to climb, but if there is something we know about Smash Brothers, is you're really never out unless it says game.
Now, granted, at this point, things are looking a bit tough for Ikan here. 121% and counting. Goes for the focus attack, gets the other side. Doesn't have to guess here, and that Shoryuken isn't going to be enough to take that stock, but one more of those, and Robbie will be down to his final stock.
For sure. Oh, a little bit too low. You can't fly, honey. I can see those wings. You do have a lot of equipment, but it will weigh you down really heavy, and now we have an opportunity for Ikan to bring this back. This will be a 3-stock comeback if he does seal. He's playing a lot more safe, as we were seeing before in the first half of this this set and this game specifically. This could be it. Wanted to cancel it into the Shoryu. Unfortunately, didn't get that follow-up, but is still racking up this damage. I hope he remembers that that mine is on the left side, ready to blow at any minute.
Oh, and this is terrifying me. You got to Ryu with rage. You get clogged by that. That's going to be your stock, and Rob knows it, and that's going to be the Tatsu, but it's not enough to get the KO. But one more clean hit from Ikan. Might even go for a collarbone breaker to pop that shield. Rob has to be careful right now. This slipped away so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Oh, my God. He actually ends up getting it. I saw the opportunity. He wanted to kind of drift his way in, and he was even ready for the air dodge. But Ikan, one step ahead, started slow, but definitely sped up the pace at the end.
Yes, I mean, totally unfortunate circumstances for Rob there. But for Ikan, just stayed composed. Was like, all right, cool. Had a little bit of a mess up on Rob's second stop. And then going into the final stock, Ikan was like, wait, hold on. Yeah, I can just rack up this damage pretty easily. And before we knew it, it was like both players are over 100%. If there's anything we've learned over the years from playing Smash, is that Ryu with Rage is one of the most terrifying characters in the game.
Oh, yeah. As long as you got that damage and he has an opportunity to literally touch you, that's the whole problem. So social distancing is going to be a practice that we're going to see from Robbie here, because he did really great in the beginning, and I like the idea to just go back to where he was, because I do believe Robbie was playing so clean and just unfortunately got a little bit maybe too confident and started being too aggressive near the end. He had such a phenomenal defensive play and just completely threw it out the water once Ikan started using a lot more fireball action. in Hadoukens.
Hopefully this time around, and you got to be careful going off stage like that. You can see those down airs from Ikan immediately. If you pop that Cypher or hit Snake through it, that could be a problem. So definitely going to want to be a bit more careful in those scenarios. But despite that, we're going to see if Rob can kind of execute the same game plan we saw in game 1 and then just do a cleaner job closing it out.
Absolutely. I think you called it, said it perfectly.
Nice.
As we see these these controls of the recovery, that snap magnet, man. They say Ryu got hands, I believe it, okay? That was quite the large hand grabbing it, but it doesn't matter because Robbie's got feet knocking him out. Ikan losing his first stock. We're back to where we were in the last game.
Yeah, and it's clear that Rob knows exactly what his win condition is, right? In the earlier percents, use these grenades, use your tilts, rack up a bit of extra damage, and then, Rob, buddy.
Rob, buddy. Oh, you're good. It was a bait. It was a bait. It's got to be a bait. Anyway, you're kind of dead, but like, it was a bad bait. You know, you got the 16% off of that, but like, I don't really agree with it.
Yeah, it's like, the fish is supposed to get the bait, and then you're supposed to catch the fish. It's not supposed to be able to swim away afterward.
No, not at all. The shark was right behind him, ready to bite, though. Here we go. Ocean is getting quite full as the flood and the depths of the water is heating up on the ledge. Sweat coming out from Ikan and doesn't find his hit, knocking back off stage and in disadvantage.
And here we go, Nikita, rinse and repeat. And we saw an attempt there from Ikan to throw that Hadoken to potentially hit Rob while he was doing the Nikita, but he shot the Hadoken too high and ended up getting edge guarded because of it.
It was a really unfortunate situation, but I think it was just all so strategically planned here by Rob, who controlled the lower part of the stage. The Nikita, I mean, what are you going to do with Ryu? Hit it with your feet? Good luck. It's coming right back for you. Was able to really compose that direction from the Nikita, and then using the only space possible to really cover up with the length that Robbie does possess with Snake in his hand.
And now we're coming down to kind of a similar-ish situation in comparison to Game 1. Granted, I think Rob had quite a bit more damage racked on Ikan by this point, and Ikan bringing things right back with a 1-2 Shoryu and taking it right there.
There it is again. Yeah, I think that this is making me a little worried, right? I mean, before we had a higher chance, but Robbie now has less of a chance. But then again, it can also be a confidence, right? Confidence. Not a lot of players, some of them might even struggle being so much in the lead and let that slip away because they get overly confident. So maybe when it's a little bit closer like this, we'll see a little bit of that defensive play, just a little bit more precise this time.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, and especially a character like Snake. Like, yes, Ryu is someone that likes to be up close and personal, but Snake is one of the few zoners in this game. I say few, there's actually a decent amount of zoners in this game that have the ability to box up close. Right? So it's like you want to use maybe that forward tilt a little bit more, maybe a little bit more of that jab, dash attack even.
Ikan. We've all done that. We've all been there. You know when you press down on the controller and you're just like, oh, I dropped ledge, but then you fast fall and it's like, well, I don't fly, so I guess that's it.
Yeah, no, it's really unfortunate too because out of all the characters in Ultimate, I'd say like the vast majority of them are still able to get back after doing something like that.
Just a little Mac, my man.
I know, yeah, for real. Oh, pour one out. Donkey Kong's another one where it's like, you're just done, right? Ryu also in that category. But if that was like Inkling, if that was Joker, if that was Olimar, it's like, all right, a bad mistake, but not one that's unrecoverable.
Exactly.
But unfortunately for the Shoto man, that's spelled to do.
You hit like a truck, but you're also going to fall as heavy as one, right? So that's the kind of price you pay for being so great in neutral as a character. And you can't have it all, unfortunately, unless you're Steve.
It's true. He has it all, for real.
Yeah, for real. Download today.
Honestly.
All right, I feel like we're getting definitely a faster-paced action right off the bat. I feel like Rob is playing a lot more confidently in his decision-making. Even these back airs, that's something I wanted to point out. I feel like he's just using them so well, but in neutral. He's covering space with it, and is using it in a very fastball or rising opportunity, just like there, just to push you away because it has so much reach, and it lasts for so long.
And it looks like both of these players are just completely fine with running it here on small battlefield back to back to back. And we're going to see how that plays out here as a Nikita yet again. I mean, you can see just how easy that edge guard is on the side of Snake in this matchup. It's like if I just get Ryu off stage and I force him to burn that double jump and use that Tatsu at any moment, that will be the stock or rinse repeat scenario.
That's it. You got it. And I feel like Ikan is really giving it to him. I feel like he's trying to land always on top of Snake, but he's doing it in a very very predictable manner. You know, don't you dare try to cross that up. You're funny. You thought, okay,
forgot which character this was.
Is year 5, okay, guys? We got to write that down. We cannot do that. Yeah, but in general, I feel like Ikan has just been landing on top of his opponent, and that just makes, it's like seeing a train coming into your face. What are you going to do? You're going to move out the way, hopefully, and that's what's helped Rob so much, just react to these. And unfortunately, though, that toenail going to stick out just a little bit, right?
That one little talon sticking out there, going to go ahead and cut up Snake. And
See ya.
Ikan just wakes up with the 1-2 into the shore U yet again, and that is so fun to watch. But Rob tries to answer back here. The up tilt doesn't have enough juice, especially with no rage there on a bigger guy like Ryu.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Both of these guys are quite heavy, right? And I like that the whole games we've been on small battlefield.
Yes.
Both of them know it, and they want to, what are you going to do? I love that the drop jump into the Hadouken, the strong one, too. Slow and steady wins the race, like they say. Trying going for a read on the jump back, and Ikan, I feel like, was almost going to SD there, but does find himself. He's all right. He's got the up smash that protects him in his landing. He's got to find this KO. He's having a hard time trying to go for the back air, not going to go in for the Tatsu. All right, back in center. We don't like Ryu in center, man. This is where it's good. It's the juicy over here.
And this is so cool, too, right? Because we're watching as Ikan continually mixes up Rob by using, this is going to be a tough recovery to make it back.
Yeah, good luck. Just like at this point, hold right, get out of there.
And you can see Ikan trying, right? Because like if you hit the Nikita while it is in motion, I believe that it is out of activation for 60 seconds, right? You can't control
that SDI was phenomenal coming in from Rob saying, heck no, I'm skinny. I can get budge right out of this. That was so great. You have to learn how to react to that, but unfortunately that back air, you're alive. You're so fat.
Shout outs. Oh, wait, Snake. We have to drop the Nikita. No, we're just going to go ahead and go upstairs with the air dodge. The grenade going to go ahead and break that one up. Frame 1. Nice for scenarios like that, but definitely not going to survive that back air from Ryu. And that's going to be Ikan taking game number 3. And what honestly, I feel like that game 1 felt like it should have gone the way of Rob, but now he's on the back foot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, I feel like it's starting in the favor of our friend Rob here, but he just lets it slip when he gets too confident. I think he gets comfortable, which is fine, but when you're too comfortable, that's when things can start working against you. There's a reason why Ikan is struggling, so try to remember what that is and use it against your opponents, right? It's all about that triangle pyramid of neutral to fundies.
Yes.
In what aspect are they struggling most, where in this case, it's approaching. So use that defense against you because Ikan's using attack, so what you gotta do, we're gonna shield.
Yeah, and it looks like, once again, right back to small battlefield, effectively using it as PS2 this time around.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? I don't hate it.
I'm okay with that. I mean, you and I commentated doubles, top 6, and my man, we only saw PS2.
It's true.
So this is a very nice break. We get a lot of new music tracks as well. So it's something we always appreciate here in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
And this one's going to be a tough one for Rob, already kind of trailing behind by a fair amount before he was able to get a lot of damage on Ikan by throwing those grenades. But Ikan seemingly just maintaining a closer space overall. You see right there, Rob rolls away, Ikan rolls towards him. He's like, I don't want you to be more than like 2 character lengths away from me.
Exactly, and I actually completely agree with you where you mentioned how Ikan's control has been, my God, you're godlike, but does get the soft hit. Unfortunate, it would have been a beautiful end to that first stock. But seeing another day, does Ikan continue to kind of carry on this momentum? You were talking about the way he has been adapting, and I completely agree with you, Flambeau, on how now you've given him center stage control, but let me tell you about Grenade. It doesn't care about that. He just puts it there, and there it is, the opening to a lifetime, and getting here the first stock on the side of Rob.
Because one thing you always have to consider as we watch the first stock of Rob fly is that regardless of if the grenade hits you or not, it is just taking up space, right? You can't go over there, or you could, I guess, but you're going to get hurt for it. And so it makes it a lot easier to control the movement of your opponent. And I think Rob's doing a great job of putting that into effect right now.
Absolutely. Here we go again, edge guarding, especially with Snake. It's so good, right? When you have these platforms, you got a grenades on the floor, you got a mine set up on the top, as you see, and you have another one behind you backing you up, making it so hard for you to really get up. Plus, the Nikita is another problem. So we're seeing a lot of that damage coming in just from that setup itself. I love that B reverse on the Nikita just to turn him around as he had no more grenades in that area. So, but here we go, getting out of that, just blow it up, completely refresh it.
And one thing that I'm loving that we're seeing from Ikan is just the use of the Shakunetsu Hadoken here, right? The one with that glowing red fireball, right? You throw that out, it connects with a grenade, it causes it to explode on impact, right? So it's like, you know what? I just need to remove these from the stage, and then it'll be a lot easier for me to find my way in. And look, the opportunity presents itself.
For sure. I feel like he's just not landing on his opponent as obvious as he was before, right? Before he was literally telling him, hey, I'm coming, brace yourselves, big hug. But this time, he's kind of moving it around. He's looking like a snake, right? Really, a snake himself, honestly. He's really just kind of maneuvering around, using these B reverses to his advantage. He's doing a lot better. I feel like Ikan playing this matchup a lot cleaner.
Yeah, and there we go. The up tilt from Rob is going to go ahead and bring this down to a final stock match. And then we're going to see those Shakunetsus come out again. There's two already, mixing it up with the regular Hadoken, Shakunetsu Hadoken, and the speed is being mixed up as well. Do I do slow fireball, fast fireball, really playing Street Fighter fundies here to keep Rob guessing?
Absolutely, you called it, and there you go. As you were saying, guessing, but not going to be ready. You can guess, but you got to look at your eyes sometimes, right? I feel like these grenades have not been really avoiding any of these plans. It's really just kind of making a statement of its own, making itself comfortable. That's a hard hit. You don't want to get hit by that. It's usually the finisher if you are SDIing correctly on the Shoryuken.
Oh, and I love the use of the crouch, crawling right under some of these fireballs, and a beautiful down tilt poke on the approach as well from Rob, trying to recognize when Ikan's coming in, right? Yeah, no, they're so expertly used.
No.
Oh, please, not like this.
Dude.
We tacked those.
Hey, yo! Oh, yo! No way! It was the bait. It was the bait. It was all planned. All planned. Messed up? No, it didn't. It didn't work the first time because you didn't have a high percent. But this time, you're dead. You're not coming back. We love Shotos.
You know, it's really funny just the interactions we've seen in this set already between the use of Cypher and accidentally going off stage and what's going on here. But somehow, some way, all things lead to Game 5.
You couldn't have said it better. It happens, right? This is the Game 5, and I'm pretty happy about it, too, because I feel like Rob has been making adjustments as well as Ikan. Both of them are really adapting well. Even we've been on the same stage the entire time, but this time we got the music choice on the favor of Ryu.
Yes. It's like, all right, hold on. Let me power up here. I need to really get the juice flowing here as the blood is pumping, the adrenaline rises as we hop into this Game 5. Ikan a little bit on the back foot. I mean, we've seen Rob have these bursts of moments where he's just like, I control the stage, and you know what? I look comfortable doing it, and those always make me worried, but Ikan always seems to find a way in at some point and cashes out for like 50, 60 damage.
Exactly. It's all it needs, that one opening. Not going to get too much there, but this will be a re-grab, no punish off of it, but he does end up getting the neutral get-up, and the get-up attack specifically is just going to rack it up, but if you're going to try and burn my grenade, it's going to blow you up.
Oh, you can see, once again, trying to maintain at least nothing more than 2 character lengths away. But sometimes we do see Ikan actually back off and throw a Shakunetsu Hadoken before deciding to run in. Kind of using it as cover in a way that Akuma would, like third strike.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, grabbing the stage here, coming back. This time he was prepared. Last time he lost the game like that, but not going to let that happen. And Snake, big boy, that Shoryu is nothing for him. Going to live to see another day. Landing, setting up the mine and the grenade, protecting himself. Going to blow up ahead after 3 seconds. Quick ones if you want to count.
Oh.
You know, that's the Smash classic, my man Flambo. Okay, you spot dodge when you panic and then you up tilt.
Oh, man. Not only once, but twice. Had to hit the...
Get out of my ear. You see like a bug, you know, you don't know what to do at first, so you scream and then you go ahead and squash it. There you go.
That's the way you got to do it. Sometimes you just got to react first and then sit down, reevaluate, and make your decision. And that's what we saw from Rob here as Ikan also keeping things even here, trying to keep this pressure on. And we haven't actually seen the collarbone breaker come out at all in this set. I've been waiting to see if, like, Ikan, are you going to try to break that shield?
Yeah, you know, I haven't seen it because I feel Rob isn't giving it to him, that opportunity. He's doing a really good job at holding the shield, but when he understands the shield break is coming, he lets go of it. He takes the damage. And sometimes, guys, you do want to let that damage in. It's okay to take damage. It's losing the stock that matters. And we're going to see a lot of that. We've seen it already during the set where you are flying underneath the opponent, having the priority. Snake, that little skinny, slick, snaky boy is going to go ahead and maneuver his way under those fireballs again. And getting these down tilts to set up for disadvantage is actually genius.
A little sleek salamander with the way that he's maneuvering across the stage. And Ikan has to make the, I mean, That
there
was
it is. There it is.
fan-frickin-tastic.
I think you were going to say something.
I was saying, you just got to make the adjustments. And what better way than getting hit by a grenade and immediately comboing after?
Oh,
and
yeah.
see, Hadoken's away than Nikita. He's been trying to do that a few different times. This time successfully manages to do so. Here, actually puts the Nikita a little bit too low, and Iken's able to get to the ledge because of it. But the next time, Rob can't drop these opportunities. Iken's doing such a great job recovering, though. I promise you. I mean, you guys saw how easy it was for Rob in the earlier games to get those edge guards.
Absolutely. Okay. Back here into the center. That's where he's cozy, and we're finally there. You go.
Different kind of shield break.
Different shield break, and unfortunately doesn't even get much off of it.
Yeah, he could have gotten a lot more.
I feel like he could have maybe like landing with the down air, setting up a little bit, but I think Rob was just prepared for it, took the damage, accepted it, landed the up tilt, and now we're back even. 23-0 is quite nothing. But again, I feel like we're seeing a repeat of that first game. Iken is starting to jump and land on his opponent, and it's becoming very predictable the way he's landing. So it's making me nervous, and that's why Rob is getting so comfortable.
There are just explosions happening everywhere. Gonna go ahead and put him to sleep, pop off the bomb combo off of it, but we see the use of the focus attack to go ahead and tank the hit and actually convert that into an advantage state just minimally for Iken, but that's a great way to force a trade to happen. You have to find these openings! Holy cow, that KO'd!
Let me tell you, Iken just needs one hit. He got it, that's all. He didn't need that setup on the shield break, okay? Sometimes in life, you don't know how to handle the easy situations, but the hard ones is what matters.
I cannot believe that. It's just one window, Kels, is all it took.